Please subscribe.
Traffic jam.
Drip like
Jam.
water.
Hit the brake.
Beep, beep.
Drip like
Jam.
water.
Hit the brake.
Beep, beep. Get out of my way!
Yo, what want me you?
You're watching The Traffic Jam.
All right, so let me ask you this, right? So I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Monique is joining Katt Williams on his Dark Matter tour. Based on what you guys saw from her last special, plus what you just said about preparing, how do you think this is going to turn out?
Well,
It's gonna be fire.
it depends, right? And I'm gonna tell you what they need to do. If they let Monique host, she'll kill. They need to let her host his dates, and then Katt headline. But if she hosts, or even if she just come out first, she come out first, because she don't. The beauty of what she's doing is she don't have to do a lot of time. And I'm not saying Monique is not. It's a difference between time and funny.
Mhm.
She's funny enough to do 10, 15, like that's easy when you've been doing it long. It's just when you get into that hour, that determines comedians and rock stars. But if she's doing 15, 20 minutes, she'll tear that shit up. That's easy for her,
Yeah.
15,
How
20.
many huge? That's the question.
At this point, he gathering up whoever don't like Kevin and Steve, so he just rounding up. This motherfucker got an army of people, boys. I think it's Mark Curry. He got a lot of.
It's
He got
gonna
an
be on
Avengers.
fire.
He got an Avengers of comedians.
He scored all the stones. He got all the Infinity Stones.
But I think in that situation when she'll do fine. Like she'll do fine.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do great. Katt not gonna set her up to do terrible. That's not a part of his agenda. That's not how he rolls. He don't set anybody up to be terrible. So yeah, I think she's gonna be great on there.
Now, Praz, let me ask you this. If you were going on tour with Katt Williams, if he sent you an email, got your number, called you up, and invited you on this tour, and he was going to give you, I don't know, let's say an hour, right? He's doing the hour, Monique's doing the hour. He wanted someone that was unknown to come and do an hour. How would you prepare for that?
I think, well, the only way that's worked for me in terms of preparation is just getting up on stage as many times as I can in the weekends, just mics, just paying attention and just writing and just getting up on stage as much as I can. I don't see there's no substitute to that. I like how you guys are saying if someone's working jokes that they did years ago, it's not gonna work because it's unless you've, at least for me, unless you've tested it on stage, it's not relevant. And I also think like the audience edits your jokes for you. That's the only way to edit jokes. If it hasn't worked in front of a stage, if you haven't gone up on stage, then it's not edited, it's raw.
But
Hey.
do you write jokes, or do you go up on stage and whatever comes off top just comes off? Like,
I write the jokes. Yeah, I write, rehearse, and then I try them on stage, and then I keep editing.
Hey, Rod's gonna bomb like a motherfucker at the Katt Williams show. You gotta watch hours and hours of good times before you gotta watch Martin. Do you perform in front of black people, Roz?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Like niggas or black conservative people? But that's them different. Like Katt Williams is niggas. Yes, them niggas. You can't go up there and tell me I'm walking my dog. They ain't gonna be like, you seen Apollo, right? They don't get you up out of there.
Prize, all you gotta do, just like at the Apollo, go ahead and start doing some church jokes, and they'll laugh. They'll laugh. I promise you, they're not gonna boo you when you talk about the church.
They gonna boo the shit out that boy.
I'll tell you what, when I shit on the Brits, they like that.
When you what?
When I shit on the Brits,
What's that?
British people,
Ah,
and
okay,
everything they've done, that's always a hit.
okay. I would love to see him on tour with Katt. And they say Katt pay well too, man. Everybody say Katt pays amazing. So
Yeah, I need to get on Cat Tour because I
So let
need
me
some
ask you
money
this.
right now.
Does it matter who you're in front of?
what
Like,
matters?
because I hear what you're saying to pros, right?
Mhm.
And there are different audiences, right? So if you're going to the Apollo, argument's sake, right?
Mhm.
It's different than if you went to Greenwich Village, right? It's just a different audience.
Right.
Do you have to cater your show to who you're in front of? Because that's what politicians do. They speak to who they're in front of.
I do the same shit in front of
Yeah.
every audience. I'm authentically me. If they came to see me and I get the laughs from certain people and I don't get laughs from the others, well, fuck them. I mean, literally, honestly, I can't code switch for an audience.
Okay.
I don't.
Bips, do you change up?
You can't change up, bro. If you change up, you lost. You can't change up. Like you have to still be you. I might not like I say nigga a lot. Like nigga is in my vocabulary. I just say nigga. So for me, I would be like, I would try to not say nigga so much. That be
In front of a white audience.
that's
Yeah.
switching up for me, not to curse so much. And the way I talk from the south side of Chicago, I would have to enunciate more, stuff like that, where I know that people wouldn't understand my verbiage and my language and how I talk, but still keep the essence of me.
Who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is a
That's-
nigga from the south side of Chicago. But, but no, if you switch, you lost, you dead, you gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't say nigga in front of white audiences that often. It gets stuck. I'd be like,
I was doing stand up for diversity, and I was saying nigga, and they was like, "Bro, you was so funny, but you kept saying nigga." It's like I didn't know I can't say nigga.
So do you have jokes that are written down that you use again and again? Because if I came to your show tonight, Marvin, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna hear your jokes. If I come see you next weekend, am I gonna hear the same stuff?
Yes, nigga. Because while I'm on this tour, but here's the difference. I'm not the type of comedian that does my jokes A, B, C, D, E. I'm not that type of dude. I got jokes that I plug and play, and how I do my shit, that you gonna still appreciate the jokes that I said, because I might say it different. It might be. So I'm cold like that, where I can say the same shit, but I'm not saying the same shit. It's not in the
my
same.
boys say,
I hate those type of comedians that you just know they joke. I mean, if somebody drop a fork or somebody do something, I'm picking that up. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the
Yes.
present moment. I'm just not programmed to do that. I can go off script, I can freestyle, I can do a lot. So you wouldn't be mad if you saw me in Sacramento and then saw me in Vegas. You wouldn't be like, oh, he did. No, you're gonna be like, oh, that nigga funny. Like, oh shit. But you ain't finna be like, man, he's saying the same. That's just a gift where you can, like, it's a lot of comedians that I can see them over and over again, but you still love that shit, and you know the jokes they got. You know what I'm saying? That's a gift. But you ain't gonna be mad in no shape or form.
Yeah. Like
So
I
here's
just when I left Denver, I wrote 3 new jokes in Denver, right? But and every crowd got a different version of that joke. You'll never get the same. You'll get the essence of the joke, but you'll never get the same delivery because I might deliver it different. I'm gonna put it in a different order. I'm gonna do stuff like that. I love improv also, and I'm gonna have to come and see you, Marvin.
Not structured like that. I got ADD, so I can't just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It's like
That's
when I
just,
clean up, I have to go from room to room to room. I can't stay in one room. So that's how I am on stage. But
that's what,
I'm gonna get the joke out. It's just going to sound different. You're never going to be able to say, I just heard you say that in New York the
yeah.
same way. You won't. Yeah.
and when you hear rappers talking about they spitting 16,
Okay.
16 bars is like a verse, right? And there's
Okay.
3 verses to a song. And after a while, when you write, you know when you got to 16. You just know it. You can feel it, and this is 16. So it's kind of, I'm hearing the same thing from you guys. That's interesting. Okay. So when you're doing your stand-up, so you got 20 minutes, do you ever swap out a joke? Like you have this 20 minutes and you worked it out, what you're gonna do tonight, but then maybe you saw something in the audience that took you someplace else and there was a joke for that, do you swap it out?
Sometimes I try to do that if I get in, if I see the audience responding to certain stuff, not responding to other stuff, and comics go up, I try to switch it up a little bit, and that kind of helps to watch other people go if they go before me. So I try to switch it up that way.
You just made me think of something, Roz. What if you went after somebody that just tore it down? Like they was like everyone is crying, they're still laughing when he's walking off stage. Do you feel intimidated now going up after them?
Yeah, always. Yeah, if someone tore, they ripped apart the audience, it always is a little bit more pressure. But then the first laugh I get, I'm relaxed. It's a little different until then, but then in the first minute I'm relaxed, but I'm nervous if I go after someone who's killed really hard. I feel it.
And I asked Marvin this earlier, and he just made me think about it now, Pros. What if, Marvin, I know your answer. Algiers and Pros, like what if you're on stage and the first row, there's, I don't know, 15 dudes in the first row, arms crossed, screw face, not laughing at nothing. Does that throw you off?
Nope. I don't care. Like I'm there to perform, to be me. Um, and if a person won't crack, they won't crack a smile. I own it up to not being a problem with me or anything wrong with my jokes or how I'm performing. I feel like, hey, there's something going on with that person. You don't know. Like, you don't know. They could have just had an argument with the girl, with a man, you know, anything. So I never worry about that. And sometimes I've actually had people come up to me who did not laugh outwardly and be like, man, you were absolutely so funny. I was just sitting there and I have a lot on my mind, but I really enjoyed you, even though they didn't show any emotion. So you can never, you put your focus on one person or a couple people who aren't you'll never get through your set. You'll never get through off stage because you're gonna find him everywhere. You're gonna find him everywhere.
Can I add something? Like,
Yes.
for me, I open up for Corey Holcomb, right? So a lot of people don't know how comedy shows work, right? So they think, some people think Corey just supposed to come right out. So when they see you, they like, I ain't come to see this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So my job is I'm gonna let you know. I know you didn't come see me. You don't know who I am. Now, but you finna get these jokes. You gonna like me, you gonna love me. And then I'm gonna bring out the nigga you paid to see. So some people not laughing because they just like, they don't even know it's okay to laugh at you because they like, I don't know this, but I'm like, nigga, it's okay. I'm part of the show. Corey know me. I just didn't run up here. You know what I'm saying? He pays me to do this. So once they understand that, it'll be like, oh, okay. And then you gonna win them over. But then you have those few people, and it's mostly black men that just so gangster, so hard, they just in there like, I just shot a nigga, so I ain't laughing. Like, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like she said, I do not mess with them guys if I don't feel like fighting, I'm gonna leave you alone because, and believe it or not, some guy, depending where you at, nigga, if you in Chicago on the South Side and somebody not laughing, leave that man alone.
Alone.
Don't fuck with him. Please.
Yo, that's wild. That's wild. Do not want to get shot.
Traffic jam.
Drip like
Jam.
water.
Hit the brake.
Beep, beep.
Drip like
Jam.
water.
Hit the brake.
Beep, beep. Get out of my way!
Yo, what want me youth?